Hello leaders and owners of Lean Sandwich Shop. Thank you for coming to our presentation today. I want to talk for a few minutes about a continuous improvement project that we are going to work on. Now, first, what I want you to do is I want you to pick up your phones. I want you to click on the Venmo app, and then we're going to follow these steps. So step number one, you pull up Venmo. Step number two, you click on the pay request. Type in my name into the box of who you want to send your money to. And then the last thing is that you're going to put in $166,245. And if you could just go ahead and click pay so that all of you can pay me that amount of money. Oh, so you don't like to spend that amount of money or send that to me for doing this presentation? Well, that's how much money we are leaving on the table, and we are costing the Lean Sandwich Shop every year by not doing this project. So let's dive into a little bit of current state. If you look at this spaghetti map, you can see this is all of the motion that was done by each team member while working through their processes. So you can see each color is a specific person and all the steps that they're doing. And the first thing that you realize when you look at this is there's a lot of time spent on wasted motion and a lot of time people going back to other steps in the process because something was wrong. So obviously this is not an efficient way for us to do our business. Now, if you look at this future state map, we are going to focus our processes around each step. And so if we arrange this setup here, you can see that the process is in flow. There's nobody that's having to go back and do another step. And then not only are we saving time and wasted motion, but we're also able to eliminate team members that are needed. If you look at the very top, you'll see that this is the supermarket. So what this does, it allows these three steps that need ingredients or cold storage or go back and get bread to go to that supermarket and then go back to their place. So we don't have inventory spread out throughout the whole process. It's in one specific location so they can go and get that and then come back. Now, for those of you who have worked in our Lean Sandwich Shop, would you rather do this or the previous slide? Now, I know everybody's question here is what are the risks that we accomplish what we're trying to do with this process? So if you look at this slide, we have focused on all of the risk in sustaining this process. And you can see that we've highlighted training because it is the biggest priority from a risk perspective. So we all know that we've struggled with our training processes here at Lean Sandwich Shop, and we know that this is an area of opportunity. So what we're going to do is we're going to put countermeasures in place to not only make us better at training, but also to sustain this process. So let's take a look at those. First, we're going to focus on the 5-step method for training. This makes sure that not only does the trainer have a process to follow, but it also ensures that the trainee is learning what they need to be able to apply it. So if you look at step number one is to lecture and answer questions. So we're going to lecture the person that's training on what the steps are and then ask if there's any questions. The second one is we're going to give demonstrations. So we're going to actually act out or perform the task out there so that they can see that process. The next thing is that we're going to ask the trainee to explain the procedure to us. So don't do any physical steps, just explain it back to us. The fourth thing is we're going to have the trainee perform the task in real time. And then the last thing is we ask the trainee to teach the job back to us. And this does several things. So not only have we done several steps so they hear it over and over again, and not only do they have the experience of doing it themselves, but it also prepares the trainee to be able to teach other people in the future. The second thing that we're going to focus on when it comes to our training process is we're going to focus on our versatility matrix. So this is going to help us to keep track of employees and their training performance. It also allows us to understand, how big is our bench? Do we have the people trained to be able to focus on and cover if someone is out sick. So now this brings us back to the original amount that you were not wanting to pay me for this presentation. So if we look at this process and the results of all of these steps that we're going to take to improve the Lean Sandwich Shop, we're going to save yearly $166,245. So before we wrap up, I just want to make sure who's on board to accomplish this.